Thomas, I think fascinating because it's not just Canada, right? Some other countries are also reviewing their contracts to buy these very expensive fighter jets from the U.S. over trade concerns. What do we know so far about Canada?
Yeah, it's fascinating and an unprecedented situation. The US and Canada are the only countries in the world to share a binational military command in NORAD, which defends the continent's airspace. So for them to review this contract after it's all signed is really quite stunning. And it was one of the first actions that Mark Carney took after taking office on Friday, within hours. That said, it's not like they're going to throw the whole thing out. The orders for 88 jets, I think it's 19 billion Canadian dollars, which amounts to something like 12, 13 US billion. And 16 of those jets, so several billion dollars worth, are already baked in. There's a commitment, a legal commitment to buy those. But another jet is being talked about a lot, which is the Saab Gripen. That was the runner-up in the long procurement process to get these F-35s lined up. And they'd committed to make more in Canada, which is seen as an increasingly important thing here politically, especially given the aggressive rhetoric coming out of the White House. There's been a real reevaluation of the relationship here.
Thomas, I wonder if Canada hasn't already boosted its defense spending quite a bit, because at least by my math, 88 F-35 jets would more than double the total amount of fighter jets in Canada's military fleet currently.
Yeah, the contract is really to replace the existing fleet, which is at this point decades old. There was some to and fro about what options to take, which added delays. So they really need to get a move on. They are short of their NATO commitment, which is a big bugbear of President Trump. He calls them free riders effectively. And this is, he calls it a subsidy along with the trade subsidy he calls, which is just a trade deficit. And so Canada has been talking about getting to its NATO commitments faster. It's not clear how they're going to do that, but it's clearly going to be a major subject in an election which is coming up as soon as the next few weeks. So all eyes will be on where this money is going to go. Could they spend more in Canada? Canada decided not to make a jet back in the Cold War, so it's become reliant on allies, especially the US, and it's now finding that that's put it in quite an awkward position.